I've been working out since I was like 13 years old. But during 10th, my physique took like a hit. And I wasn't working on building any new skills. I wasn't working on my looks. I just ignored absolutely everything and I just put all of my focus in studying. Here's what my normal average day would look like. So I would usually wake up around 4 p.m. Yes, p.m. in the evening. And as soon as I would wake up, I would go to the bathroom, I would brush my teeth, take a shower, take a shit, stuff like that. And then I would have my first meal of the day. After my parents have already had their lunch, while they were preparing for their dinner, I was eating my breakfast. And then I would just, usually like fool around for a bit. I would watch the TV or hang around with my parents. After a while, it was time to start prepping for the night. The big block of studying that's about to happen in the night ahead of me, I had like a ritual that I would always do in order to prepare for that big block of studying. So I would get like a cute little heater in my living room where I was going to study, and I would start visualizing that the studying session went extremely well, and I would actually assign goals for myself. So these many chapters are supposed to be done this particular night, or I'm supposed to memorize these amounts of questions. Usually, I would already have these like sorts of goals assigned per day, but just in case I did a little more extra yesterday, so I have like less stuff to do today, or maybe I am giving myself like more detailed goal of what exactly I have to do that particular night. This is the time that I would do it. So I'm in the living room of my house. It's around 10:30, 11 a.m. and I'm going in the kitchen and I'm preparing my cute little, black coffee with no sugar. So I'm like complete like psycho mode. I'm drinking black coffee with room temperature water, not even hot water. And it's winter time. And I just chug that whole glass in just 1 second. And I sit down to study. Around 11 p.m. is when I would sit down to start studying. When my parents would be in their rooms, my brother would be in his room, they would be sleeping or preparing to go to sleep. This is when I would lock the living room and I would just sit down with like a very focused, very extreme lighting. Like it was like sort of like a chandelier that was hanging right above the table that I was studying on. And the rest of the room was like poorly lit, so I would not be able to be distracted by anything that was in the room because I couldn't really see it that well. I was only focused on the table and what was on the table. So all I could do literally was study. And then I would go on to study for 5-6 blocks at a time, and one block would be in 90 minutes. So I would study for 5, 6, 7, as many blocks of study sessions that I could do. And I would usually end my study session around 5 a.m. Sometimes if I am like lagging behind, sometimes if my parents allow me, like if they're not really disturbing, I would go on to study until like 9 p.m. 9 a.m. I'm sorry. There were instances where I started early as well. So I would start around 9 p.m. Like I would be ready. I've had all my coffee already. I'm sitting there with my books, my doors locked, everything ready. And I would start studying around 9 p.m. and I would end my study session around 9 a.m. Now you might get the idea that I was like a very good studious kid, like a good bacha, but you would be so absolutely wrong. Let me tell you exactly why. For my pre-board exams, which were like 3 months prior to my board exams, which is like exactly the same timeline, this is when I got the realization that I was like not prepared for the board exams at all whatsoever. This is when my teachers, when they were handing me the results, they were talking to me with sympathy and surprise. They were asking me questions like, Beta, what happened? Like, why weren't you able to prepare for this exam? Like, Beta, is something wrong at your house? I'm like, no, bitch, my parents are not getting a divorce. I just don't respect the education system. I never really bothered to study. I never really bothered to gain. I never really bothered to learn how to study even. So all of my life, I've never really respected the education system. I never felt that it would add any sort of value to my life. And it hasn't. All of my education has come after I've graduated from my school. So you can imagine like a teacher talking to you like you're like about to repeat the 10th class. Like they were talking to me like, Akshath, what are you going to do next year? Like you can do better next year. They were talking to me stuff like that. Like you'll do better next year. Don't worry, bacha. I'm like, what the fuck? So it was pretty clear to me that I needed to perform in this particular exam and I needed to prove all of them wrong. More than that, I needed to gain the respect of my parents because they were really like worried for me. Like you can imagine like a kid getting 55% marks 3 months prior to their board exams. You can imagine the dread of their parents, right? That was what my parents were feeling basically. So I needed to gain back their respect. And more than that, I needed to prove to myself that if I put my 100% towards something, if I want to achieve some particular goal and I put my 100% focus and my 100% effort towards that, I can and I will achieve that. And that's exactly what I did. After 3 full months of grinding like a savage dog every single day with taking no days off at all, I managed to get 80% marks in my 10 board exams, which was down to the point what I aimed for. I did not want 81, I did not want 79. I wanted 80% marks, and that's exactly what I got. Compared to what I got in my 10th pre-board exams, which was like nearly 55% marks, this was a big jump. And even though this might not sound like a big achievement to you, for me, it was the biggest thing ever because even though I felt like I had wasted my entire year on my entire potential working so hard towards something that I consider to be like a failed education system, I still felt like there were a lot of lessons that translated into different areas of my life and that formed the foundation of who I actually am today. So just in case you're not familiar, my name is Akshath Sharma and I have a self-improvement YouTube channel where I help young Indian men who feel out of place in this modern world, who feel like they have a higher purpose and a higher calling, who are not satisfied with the idea of working a minimum wage 9 to 5 slave job, where they're not satisfied with getting married to a 5 out of 10 girl. I help these men become the best versions of themselves by helping them work on their physique, their mindset, their traits, their personality, their habits, etc. So that hopefully they can be pushed in the right direction so that they can eventually become the ideal man. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my 5 laws of self-improvement, which took me more than 4 years to figure out, by the way. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will have gotten enough value or more than enough value that you'll probably consider buying my coaching program, which I will also talk about in great detail shortly. Law number 1 is discipline over everything else. When the interesting part or the interesting thing about self-improvement is that when you figured out all the little puzzle pieces, when you have figured out your true masculine purpose, when you've figured out what kind of a man you want to become, when you figured out the exact path or the exact strategy that you're going to use to fulfill that purpose, when you have daily actionable steps that you're going to take consistently over and over again, and you're making like small little progress too, all you're left to do really is to keep doing that for the rest of your life. This is like the dark side of self-improvement. This is like the boring part of self-improvement that nobody talks about because this is not interesting. This is not fun. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that for a long time after you figured everything out, you're going to have to do daily actionable boring things over and over again while seeing like minimum to no progress. But that's how compounding works. You have to be able to work with little to no progress for a long time and then you see exponential growth suddenly. Nobody on self-improvement says linear growth. That's not how it works, which I'm also going to cover in great detail shortly. But just so you know, there is going to be a phase where you've done everything. You've figured out everything. You have all the pieces of the puzzle. And you have created the puzzle. You have made it. You just have to sit with that puzzle. You have to break it and make it all over again. Just keep doing the same boring daily schedule. Keep checking tick marks on your habit tracker on a daily basis. I worked out on the days I didn't feel like going to the gym. I worked out sore. I worked out on the days where I was having a bad day. I worked out when I was having a good. I worked out on my birthday. I worked out on New Year's Eve. I worked out on Christmas. I worked out every single day. Regardless of it, whether I was feeling happy, I was feeling nice, I was feeling whatever the fuck I was feeling. I would work out regardless of that. That is what it takes. This is where discipline comes in. There were months worth of days where I would be sitting in the gym, not wanting to work out, and I would ask myself these questions, like these pathetic questions, like, is it really worth it? Is working so fucking hard for just a physique worth it? Is it? I would rationalize my excuses so much. I would start to question myself, like, am I overtraining? Should maybe that's why I'm not making progress. Am I overtraining? Am I really willing to work this hard? Like, I would label myself as narcissistic, and I would frown upon the fact that I wanted to go to the gym and look better as a person. My brain would literally throw everything at me in order to not get me to go to the gym. But that is where discipline comes in. Despite of all these thoughts, despite of all of that self-doubt and self-questioning, I still went to the gym. And after a year of worth of progress, my physique went from this to this. I still haven't made that much of a progress. I'm still like, I still have like top 10% physique at max. I'm still not even at the top 5% or top 1%. Absolutely not. I'm not that arrogant. But I do look pretty good then. But I still have a long way to go. I still some days don't feel like going to the gym even after 4 years of self improvement. I still have days where I don't feel like going to the gym. But now it's exceptionally easier to not listen to my brain's excuses. To go to the gym despite of how I'm feeling, despite of the excuses. I would train my chest even if my chest is sore. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care if I don't build muscle that particular day. I just care that I went to the gym even when I didn't feel like it. In my head, I'm building resilience. I'm building mental strength. That is what I care about the most. Just now, I've told you that discipline is absolute key. That it's the biggest piece of the hypothetical puzzle that is your life. That it will solve all of your self-improvement problems. But you just had like an excuse in your head, or you just had like a thought in your mind, and you're like, bro, I don't really know how to work on discipline, or I've never really done anything that I didn't feel like doing. If I feel like missing a day at the gym, I would miss a day at the gym. I would always give in to my brain's excuses. If that's you, bro, I'm trying to help you honestly for free. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. I have a video on my YouTube channel that is literally this is the title of the video. Like, I'm hopefully I'm coding it right. How to build unbreakable discipline. And it got less than 500 views. Why? Because people don't want to sit through a 1 hour long video about how to build discipline, bro. It's not sexy, straightforwardly. Like, it's not sexy. People don't want that. People want to learn, like, if I would have made a video on like top 7 ways to stop fapping today, or top 13 passive income sources of 2024, it would have gotten so many more views. And I can make videos like that. Like, I have skills. But I actually want to provide value, and I actually want to help you. If you're one of the very few people who have actually watched the video till the very end, I'm super proud of you. And I actually think you're more like me than you actually know that. And I actually believe that you can become great without even my help. With like, you don't need my coaching program if you watched my hour-long video till the very end. You can do it on your own. It's just gonna take you time. Like, it took me a long time. It took me 4 fucking years to get here. I'm still nowhere. It's gonna take you a long time, bro. But you can do it on your own, probably. Most likely, you're not one of the people who have watched my hour-long how to build unbreakable discipline video. What do you do? How do you build discipline? Like, if you cannot sit through like just an hour-long video, bro, your attention is fucked and you need help. Seriously, I completely understand, bro, and I can help. I used to be exactly where you are right now. Confused, nervous, scared, very, very angry. I used to be extremely confused. I wanted to do better. I wanted to be better, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to begin. Like, do I work on my social skills? Do I work on my entrepreneurial skills? Do I first work towards building an aesthetic physique so I can monetize it later on by creating like an Instagram page or a YouTube channel? But that'll take like a couple of years of hard work, right? Oh, I know, I'll start like manifesting it. Then it'll happen for sure. Right? I want you to take a deep breath right now. Take a deep breath with me. Calm down, bro. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you're going to get to where I am right now and further. Law number 2 is done is better than perfect. Oftentimes, you'll find yourself in a situation where you'll be half-assing your efforts. By this point, I do not mean that you're supposed to give weak efforts. That is not what I'm saying. Weak efforts simply yield weak results. That's just how it works. You have to give great efforts in order to have great results, okay? I'm simply suggesting that there are some days where you just cannot give it your all, where you just can't go to the gym, where you just can't wake up early to work, where you just can't get yourself to study for that exam, where your mind and your body in unison are so opposed to you going to the gym that day, you studying, sitting down to study that particular day, that even after months of being on self-improvement, even after months of teaching your brain to not give you excuses, you somehow feel like one day wouldn't matter anyway. It's okay if I don't go to the gym one day, I'm not a bodybuilder anyway. I don't want to have too much muscle. I'll just study more tomorrow. I'll just study 2 more chapters tomorrow. Really, motherfucker? You couldn't study 2 chapters today, you're gonna study 4 tomorrow. Really? That's what happens? Stop lying to yourself. If you didn't do something today, you're not going to make up for it tomorrow. Future you is not going to be better than present you if you haven't worked towards the future you. You, a high value man, a truly masculine man, delays gratification. He actually favors his future self. He actually works towards improving the life of his future self, not ruining it further. You're basically saying to your future self, here are 4 more chapters that you have to do. Here is more burden on top of your already existing stress. Have some respect for yourself, bro. Oftentimes on days like this, your best bet is to show up regardless of how you feel. Regardless of whether or not I want to go to the gym, regardless of any excuses that my brain gives, regardless of whether or not I'm sore that particular day, I'm at the gym at 5:30 p.m. every single day. Sleepy or not, I am up and working on my laptop at 5 a.m. every single day for a good 2 to 3 hours of deep work, undisturbed, continuous, consistent deep work. Bro, as a man, you don't need to do much. You want to be successful and sexy? Work and work out every single day consistently. That's it. Yesterday, I didn't feel like going to the gym, but I already missed 2 days of the gym because of some other reason. I didn't want to miss the gym. I was forced to basically. And I have made it a rule for my personal self that I will never miss 3 consecutive days at the gym. So I went to the gym anyway, and I hit a PR on my bench press. I had 70 kgs for 10 reps on a decline bench. That's my all-time best. When I'm scripting this particular video, I didn't want to wake up. The night before this, I was working until 2 a.m. I went to sleep at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 5 a.m. again the morning after, and I'm still working on this. When I was scripting this video, I didn't even want to wake up. I scripted this today at 5 a.m. It's 3 p.m. right now. I scripted this video at 5 a.m. today, and I was working until 2 a.m. last night. I slept for 3 hours, woke up again, scripted this video. I don't want to be doing this. I didn't want to work until 2 a.m. last night. I didn't want to wake up at 5 a.m. today. I'm doing this for you. I'm working extremely hard because I want to help you. Bro, you really only need to just show up. Like, eventually you will figure out that when you start showing up regardless of how you feel, your brain, instead of giving you excuses, will actually start giving you reasons to actually do this particular thing. On a particular day, go to the gym even when you don't feel like it, with the intention of coming back. Like, your entire intention would just be to go to the gym and come back without working out just to show up, literally just to show up. Like it doesn't make sense, but just do it for argument's sake. And when you're actually at the gym, your brain's gonna be like, bro, you're already here, might as well work out. So you'll realize that the only really laziness in your brain was just the fact that you had to, just the mental, just the mental constraint of you having to go to the gym. So when you actually build a habit of showing up, the rest of the thing is easy, bro. Working out is easy. It's just going to the gym, that's all. At some point in your life, you're going to have to accept the fact that you're actually choosing to be mediocre. That you're mediocre because of your own choices. And that it is your choice to keep being mediocre or finally take responsibility and step up and become great. Law number 3 is, in order to turn your dreams or your desires into goals, all you need is a plan and daily actionable steps. In the March of 2021, I was having the best time of my life. My board exams had just ended and my 10th class standard had already started, like online classes had started already. But I was not really focused on studying this much. I was not really focused. I wasn't even attending any single online class. I had made a deal with myself in 10th that if I get great results or the results that I was aiming for in 10th, I will give 11th standard as a reward to myself. So I will do everything that I didn't get to do in my 10th in 11th class. And I will not worry about studying whatsoever, which was like, I never really worry about studying anyway. So I was having the best time of my life. My day would be like, I would wake up whenever the fuck I felt like. And the first thing I would do is switch the TV on. I would watch TV while having a brush in my mouth. I would shower, come back, still sitting in front of the TV. I had this like cute little list of movies and TV shows that I wanted to watch that I had sacrificed watching during COVID, during my 10 board exams. So I had this like delayed gratification kind of a mindset where I was like, I'll sacrifice watching all these TV shows and movies right now so that I can watch them later on, so that future Akshath can better enjoy them because he would have actually earned it. All my guilty pleasures, eating unhealthy food, skipping workouts, watching TV all the time, actually felt earned now. So in a very weird way, I was doing everything wrong, everything bad. I felt awesome doing that. And even my parents were approving. Like they were like, they saw me study all day, all night. And they actually said to me, like, you actually earned this, bro. Like, watch away. My days would be like watching TV, taking a shower, eating whatever the fuck I felt like, talking to my friends on calls and doing video calls and playing video games with them, which I didn't really care about that much. I was just interested in like spending time with my friends. If you remember, this is still COVID, so this is like lockdown time. So hence the online classes and online video calls and stuff like that. I couldn't really go and meet them in real life. So I was like super degenerate. I was doing everything wrong and I was having the time of my life. I was extremely comfortable. Very surprisingly, this happiness was short-lived. And I couldn't really figure out why. Like I started to develop depressive symptoms. Like getting out of bed was a chore. I was taking zero care about my appearance. I wouldn't shave. I wouldn't wash my face. I was getting pimples because of the shit food that I was eating. And to be fair, like we were in lockdown. Nobody was looking at me other than my family. We were not allowed to go out. So I didn't really had to give a shit about my appearance, but still like, even now I'm like not going out, but I'm still taking care of how I look. So clearly it was like, to me, it was like a depressive symptom. Like I didn't really care how I looked, which is like a very unlikely me. Like I'm full honesty, bro. Like I am a narcissist. I give a lot of fucks about how I look and how I present myself. I'm 90% of the times I'm very presentable. So that was like very special, very new for me. I waited a year to do whatever the fuck I felt like. And now when I got to do it, I didn't really like it. Like TV shows and movies didn't make me feel anyway. Like I was just watching them like a zombie. Talking to my friends became like a chore. It was something like I had to do. I didn't really want to do. I didn't really want to answer any of my friends' call. I didn't want to talk, text to anybody. Just wanted to stay by myself in the bed, not even taking showers, not even cleaning my face. Good food just felt different, not even special. I'm a pretty self aware person. So when something is wrong in my life or if I'm feeling a certain way, oftentimes I understand why straight away. And oftentimes I address it. My conclusion was that my life had lost purpose. For an entire year, my life's absolute mission was to get 80% marks in 10 board exam. 80%, 80%, 80%, 80%. Every single day, all of my actions were optimized to maximize my output in order to get me closer to my desired goal of getting 80% marks in 10 board exams. And suddenly, when that goal was fulfilled, my new purpose in life, my new goal was to have fun. It didn't really make sense to me, or it didn't really make sense to my subconscious mind. Hence, it gave me depression. I had lost my purpose in life. I quickly understood that life without purpose, at least for me, was absolute hell, and that I didn't want to live my life like that. And so I felt the need to find a higher purpose for myself. And so I went on to YouTube, and I discovered this UK based YouTuber. His name is Hamza Ahmed. He's a Pakistani immigrant. He has spent most of his life in the UK. And in his YouTube channel, he talks about a topic that I was always subconsciously pulled toward, but I couldn't really pinpoint it. Like I couldn't really tell what it is, couldn't really name it. It was self improvement. I literally discovered just one of his video and I was instantly hooked, sort of like you were to my videos. He was talking about every single one of my interests, like how to build an aesthetic physique, how to get goals, how to be more disciplined, how to build habits, how to improve my looks, how to have a growth mindset, everything and anything that I wanted to level up in, he had a video about. And so I started watching more and more of his content and I started to get more and more inspired by him. Sort of like you started watching my video and you got hooked and you're now watching every single one of my videos. I discovered my purpose through one of his videos and I realized a lot of things. I realized that in order to become as successful as I want to be, as rich as I want to be, the person, the kind of man that I want to become, I had to sacrifice on partying. I had to sacrifice on my social life for a while. And that I needed to work on my physique. I needed to work on my fitness and my health. Because a capable mind always resides in a healthy body. I started to realize that I needed a lot more information. That whatever I knew, even though I felt like I knew a lot at that time, was barely anything. And I realized that I can actually work towards improving my looks and attract the girl that I really like by simply working towards improving my look intentionally every single day. I realized that I can become better in any aspect of my life that I wanted to simply by taking consistent and daily action towards that. So now I had a newfound purpose, become the best version of myself. I suddenly had so much to do, so many areas of my life where I felt like I was an absolute Chad. I suddenly realized that I have so much more progress to make in so many areas of my life. So I decided to set goals for myself. I decided that I'm going to build an aesthetic physique because that's extremely important in the dating market right now. And I decided that I'm going to become a YouTuber. I decided that I'm going to work towards looking and being extremely attracted to girls. And I'll be honest with you, despite all these goals of mine, despite having actionable steps, despite knowing a lot towards working towards every single of these aspects, I made zero progress for a year straight. I learned a lot by all means. I was learning so much that I would actively have to take like breaks from watching a particular video. Like I would be watching like a 45-minute long video and I would just pause the video and just take a walk outside because of how much information I had just embedded into my mind. Because of the mindset shift, how deeply it affected me, that I had to take a break and think about what my own values and my own opinions about this. I would just find myself staring into a wall after having read a particular sentence on a book, and it would just cause such a big mindset shift. But 2021 to 2022, I made absolutely zero progress in all aspects of my life. But I learned so much, bro. Like, whatever I know right now is like 80% of that was learned during 2021 and 2022. And absolutely everybody on self improvement is going to go through this one phase where there's going to be just learning, information overdose, information overdose. Every single day is going to be like that. You're going to learn new things every single day, and you're going to want to learn more and more. And you might feel like you're wasting your time. You might feel like, okay, if you're like very self aware, you might feel like you're rationalizing wasting time because you feel like you're spending your time productively. If you're self aware, you might even feel like that. But I promise you, bro, this is the most productive use of your time. Reading books, watching self improvement videos are absolute key for self improvement. And you cannot just skip this phase. You can shorten it by all means. Through my coaching, I can teach you all this stuff without making all the mistakes, without learning all the extra bullshit that YouTubers teach you. I can do that for you. But you absolutely need to go through this learning phase, learning curve, where you make no progress, but you learn a lot. Bro, it's trust me, you might feel like you're gonna forget all that because like who actually remembers all the concepts in a particular book, right? I promise you, even like I've used concepts of a particular book 2 years after reading a book, 3 years after reading a book. I've used concepts off of a video 2, 3, 4 years down the line because it's more than just the information. Like information, you can always go back and read. Like it's there. The book is with you. The YouTube video is on YouTube. You can just always go back and watch it again. But it's more than that. It's about the mindset shift. It's about how deeply it affects your brains. Yeah, how deeply it makes you question your own ideals. How deeply it affects your mindset. How much it changes you. That is what you're going for. That is why the learning curve is important. Because if I would have skipped that phase and taken straight away action, sure, I would have been successful. But I would not have done it the right way. I can assure you that. I would have made a lot more mistakes. And I would have wasted at least easily 2 to 3 years more. Easily. So that learning phase, that phase where you feel non-productive, but still weirdly productive because you feel like you're spending your time in a productive way. That is important, bro. 2022 was also a very important year. This year was spent learning still, but this time more specific learning. I wasn't really learning about every single thing that I wanted to work towards. This time I was learning specifically for the goals that I wanted to achieve. So in order to have a more aesthetically pleasing looking physique, I was learning about how to structure my workouts properly, how certain exercises can hit a certain muscle groups, how compound exercises are better at targeting big muscle groups, and how isolating a particular muscle is good for small muscle groups like biceps and stuff like that. I was learning little nuances of topics that I would really usually just ignore. I was learning about how to track my calories. I was learning about how much protein I actually needed. Like you don't really need that much protein. You need like 0.8 gram per kilogram of body weight. That's not a lot. But online you will hear 2 gram per kg of body weight. I know you've watched those videos, bro. You don't need that much protein. Like that's the optimal range. That's the most that you can get. After that, it won't be beneficial. That is 2 grams per kg of body weight. But you'll still build muscle with 0.8 grams of protein. Like on a vegetarian diet, it was not really practical for me to get 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Even if I took like a protein supplement, it was not practical. At least to stay under my calorie intake and still hit the protein goal, it was not practical for me. So I learned all these little nuances of my personal, very specific goals and how to set realistic goals for that. Like I learned how to set unrealistic but still like realistic goals. Like how to aim to jump to the not to the moon exactly, but like the closest star to it. This year I still didn't make a lot of progress. Like I was learning about how to improve my looks, how to have a better looking skin, how to take care of my hair, stuff like that. But I still was not implementing any of it. Like I was implementing like stuff here and there. I wasn't really focused. I didn't really have a plan. I was just implementing like random steps and I wasn't consistent. So I sometimes got results, sometimes I didn't. Sometimes even after getting results, I wasn't really consistent with doing the particular thing. So the results didn't stay with me. At this point, my 12 board exams were nearby. I wasn't really worried about it. Like you can imagine, I scored good marks. Like I planned to, and I had a process, an entire process, and then I got my desired marks in the 10th board exams. So I wasn't really worried. I was like, I already have a process in mind. I'll just replicate it and get the results again. This time I aimed for slightly higher marks, so I aimed for 85%, and I actually ended up getting 84.6% or something like that. So twice now I had set goals where, and both the times I was at a disadvantaged situation. So in 10 board exams, I didn't really know how to study because I never really actually studied. Like you can imagine, before 10th, you don't really have to study. You only have to pass. And you can pass by studying like a day before the exam. Like you can do that. You have done that, most of you. So that's what I was doing. I had to teach myself how to learn and put things into long-term memory instead of short-term memory. I had to teach myself how to focus for long periods of time. I had to teach myself how to increase my attention span, all of that stuff, and many more. And in 12th, I was again in a disadvantaged situation because I had spent in my entire 11th making it my life mission not to study, to have fun, to be a degenerate. Even though I was spending a lot of time learning, reading books, stuff like that, but I was still like being a degenerate in terms of like school system. I was not studying anything. I hadn't attended like more than 70% of my online classes. So you can imagine I was like at a disadvantaged situation. Like the odds were not in my favor, but yet I set goal for an unrealistic amount of marks, and I ended up achieving them both the times. So at this point, I really started wondering, like, do I really have like a process? Like, can I replicate this towards other areas of my life? Is this like a goal achieving framework for me? I really began to wonder. After finishing my 12th, twice now, I have proven to myself that I have a process for setting and achieving goals, and that there was clearly something that was working. And so I started to study this process of mine. I listed out all the things that I was doing in preparation of my 10th and 12th board exams. I created sort of like a framework that can be used in order to set and achieve any goal that you want in any area of your life, which by the way, I will give you for free by the end of this video. The framework gave me the one thing that I was missing: clarity. Now, instead of wanting a more aesthetic physique, I had a clearer goal in my head. I found this picture of Ryan Reynolds on the internet, and this was my goal physique. This is what I wanted to look like. Clearly, like obviously not, I wouldn't be able to look like this, but he is like 6'2", 6'4", something crazy like that. I'm 5'8". I would require significantly less muscle in order to look similar to that because I have a shorter frame. So I had a more defined goal. Instead of wanting to be a YouTuber, I now wanted to help people who were just like me become better versions of themselves, just like I have improved myself. And I wanted to do that through YouTube videos. You see, just like this, I was creating more defined goals for myself, having more clarity of exactly where I want to be. And as my goals became more defined, so did my actionable steps. I had daily actionable steps. Every single day I will work out. Every single day I will track my calories and I will track my protein intake. And I started to optimize my day in order to make it easier for me to follow these actionable steps. So I would start to figure out whether it was more efficient for me to go to the gym in the morning or in the evening. I would have the same breakfast every single day, so I didn't really have to measure the calories and the protein in that. I would have like a fixed amount of calories and protein in the like one part of my day. So just like that, I started to optimize for like little things towards my goals. Instead of wanting to get rich as fuck, my goal was to figure out and learn about entrepreneurship. was to inherit traits that are helpful in entrepreneurship, inherit the mindset that will help me as an entrepreneur, learn how to monetize an audience on YouTube because that's what I'm going to have because my purpose is helping young men just like me become better versions of myself, right? So I began to have like more clarity towards my goals and began to give myself more clearer, actionable steps. I started to journal more. I had like a very detailed journaling level of journaling for each of my goals. I had goals regarding my mindset. I had goals regarding my discipline, goals regarding my physique, my looks, goals regarding my business. I had goals every single year of my life, and I was working towards all of them. This was in January 2nd. On 4th of January, I uploaded my first YouTube video. Not really my first, like I have more videos before, like a year prior to that. But those I like unlisted because those were like cringe videos. Like I didn't really know what to do. So I officially started YouTube. And I wasn't really like online on YouTube. I was teaching a batch of students about digital marketing, and it was like a paid group, like a paid batch of people who were paying me to teach them about digital marketing. And I was only like doing them once a week, and I was recording the classes and I was uploading them on YouTube so that these students, if someone on the in the batch missed the live classes, they could go and watch them on YouTube. So I would get like some watch time and some initial subscribers, and some views. So I wasn't really serious about YouTube. I uploaded my first serious, like intentional YouTube video on February 19th of 2024. I think the video is named like "Don't Study 8 Hours a Day" by Akshath, something like that. Absolute shit video. Very bad quality. I was using a webcam. Shit audio quality. I was using a lavalier mic. And scripting was done on a bad level as well. So just a bad video in general. But still, I'm glad I took some action because my videos compared to now are like night and day, like absolutely wonderful. But I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get better and better. And since then, I have increased my subscriber count to 600 within 4 months: February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, 4 or 5 months. I have increased my subscriber count by 600. And my total number of views on this channel is close to 20,000. That's a lot. That's a lot for having a 600 subscriber base. That's a lot for a beginner YouTuber. So I'm clearly making good progress. There's something right about my actionable steps and the process of me learning from my mistakes. The fourth law of self-improvement is your progress in self-improvement is never going to be linear. At least to you. To others, it may seem that way, but at least to you, it's never going to be linear. What exactly I mean by that is, I'll give you like a real world example. Just last month, I gained 350 subscribers on my channel. That's more than what I originally had. I had like close to 300. I more than doubled my subscribers in a single month. And this month, I gained something like, I think 30 subscribers. So clearly, like very obviously to an outsider, like I'm slacking, like I slacked off. An outsider would think something like that. A person who doesn't have as strong of a mindset as me would consider giving up, would actually have given up last month. Because I'm working extremely hard. I'm producing high quality, long format videos that are valuable and that are guaranteed to change your lives if you watch them completely and if you focus. But they're still not performing well. YouTube is just not giving me impressions. And this is not me being a pussy. This is not me complaining. I know the mistakes I made and I'm not going to make them again. But this is like a good lesson to teach you and to make you understand that progress is never going to be linear, bro. Like you're going to hit plateaus multiple times in self-improvement. Like even in the gym, your progress is never linear. Like some days you will add like 5 kgs to your bench press, and then for months you will not add like a single kg on that. Maybe you'll have like add like 1 or 2 reps. That's when you need to figure out what you're doing wrong. That's when you need to figure out what you can do more. You need to learn from your mistakes. You need to start learning that the longer you do the bare minimum, the more diminishing results you will start getting. Like initially, all you have to do is like just literally go to the gym and lift weights. You don't even need to look out for your form. You don't need to be eating healthy. Don't need to be doing anything. Just go to the gym. You'll build muscle. Slowly, that won't be enough. Like you'll have to start eating more protein. Slowly, that won't be enough. You'll have to apply progressive overload. Slowly, that wouldn't be enough. You'll have to include strength training. You'll have to like start training like a power lifter and lifting heavy ass weight. And then slowly you'll have to, while lifting heavy ass weight, you'll also have to look for your form. You'll have to make sure that you're stretching on the bottom and that you're pushing like explosively on the top movement. You'll have to start tracking your calories. You'll have to start tracking your protein. You'll have to start eating consistently the same meal every single day because you don't want to have like a inconsistency in the calories that you're eating. So the longer you keep doing the bare minimum, the more diminishing your results become. You have to keep adding more. You have to keep doing extra in order to become extraordinary, right? That's the definition. That's in the word extra. So clearly there was something that I was doing wrong. I learned from a mistake and I'm trying to fix my YouTube channel, but I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop here because I know in the grand scheme of things, I know that like 5 years from now, when I'm going to have like 5 million subscribers, I'm going to think back. I'm going to be like, I gained 1,000 subscribers in less than 7 months, which is unlikely. Like even a good, like it's considered like a good thing that if you're like consistently posting good content for 10 months, 9 months, you're then going to have like 1,000 subscribers. Like you're told to expect your first 1,000 subscribers after your year of consistent posting. And I did that in like 7, 8 months. So I'm going to be proud of myself. Even if I had like a bad month, it's okay. Because in the grand scheme of things, this little blip is not going to matter because see, the graph is still going up. Even with all these spikes, it's still going up if you compare it to the point that we started from. So that's how you need to think. You need to somehow get out of your small thinking mind, like your lizard brain. You need to get out of that and you need to think about things from like a grand scheme of things. Like you have to think in the long term. And when you think like that, small failures, small mishaps won't matter. The reason I say that most people in my situation would have given up is because it's extremely difficult to see your channel grow by up to 50 subscribers in a single day. Growing up to 50 subscribers by a single video and then suddenly not having your subscriber base change for a complete week straight, having like one more subscriber for a week. Even having this week, I had like -3 subscribers in a particular week. Like I actually lost subscribers. My average views on a particular video last month, like in March, like in May, were 1,500 views. Now, this month in June, I was barely getting like 150, 200. My growth was -10x. -10x. That is heartbreaking for an entrepreneur. Heartbreaking to see for a YouTuber. But clearly I was doing something wrong and I discovered that. I learned from my mistakes. I'm not going to make that same mistake again. I'm not going to have this happen to me again. But you can imagine like an outsider, like think of us as like we're self-improvement people. We have like a strong mindset. You not spending a long time on self-improvement, you still have like a relatively stronger mindset than most of the degenerate idiots that you are friends with, right? You can imagine those people starting a YouTube channel and giving up. You can imagine those people not being consistent for a single month even. You can imagine that happening, right? Being able to work without results without progress, or better yet, while having diminishing results, while making opposite of progress, is such a strong trait to have, bro. Like obviously you don't want to be like, it would be stupid if you're doing something and you're actually, and it's actually like hindering your process, and then you keep doing that more. Like that's kind of stupid. That's like not, that's the opposite of learning from a mistake. That's like making it a point to not learn from a mistake. Don't do that. But my point is trusting the process, considering that there are things not in your control, and just being able to do the actionable step over and over again and not being able to, not quitting, is such a powerful trait to have, bro. It's above everything else. Law number 5 of self improvement, and the final law as well, is you're bound to win unless you quit. The thing I kept telling my friends, and that I keep telling my little brother, who I care very dearly about, is that there is no way that you're going to lose at something in life unless you literally quit. The key to self improvement, the key to achieving everything and anything in life, the absolute golden rule that you need to be living by, is refusing to accept losing or quitting as an option. Like if I told you that you're in a game right now, okay, and all you have to do is keep playing, no matter how many times you die, no matter how many times you lose, all you have to do is keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. And as long as you keep playing, you're bound to win at some point. It's just indefinite. Like you can win today, you can win a week later, 10 days later, 1 year later. And the cash prize is $10 million. Would you take that? Fuck yes, you would take that. That's life, bro. That's literally life. Like unless you literally die, there is no way you're going to actually lose. Unless you quit, unless you give up, you cannot lose. You literally have to wait for I literally have to wait for all my competition to quit. Within 1 year, most of my competition will be over on YouTube. Within 5 years, none of the people that started their YouTube journey with me will be there at the end. Like I'm going to be that exceptional person because I have that much conviction, that because I have that much faith in my opinions and my beliefs and my values, because I live by this golden rule that I do not accept giving up or quitting as an option for me. No matter how many times life beats you up and throws you down the street, you can always get up, brush the dirt off your fucking knees, get back up and keep grinding again. Go back to the day, keep doing the boring job, keep doing the boring work again and again, keep going to the gym even when you don't feel like it. Do the hard work when you don't feel like it, over and over and over again until you win. You can give me 1,000 excuses. I had them too. Born in a middle class family, brown guy genetics, bad genetics, born ugly, like not born ugly, like I eventually became ugly and then I became pretty again. Not having anything attractive about me, not having any traits or personality type that was like at all attractive to ladies. Didn't have any skills to begin with, was not smart to begin with. I had to inherit all these things. I had to teach myself all these things. That took hard work, hard fucking work, bro. Took a lot of mistakes and a lot of pain. I can help you skip all of that and get straight to the good stuff, straight to the results. Now, I want to ask you a question, and I need you to answer me very honestly. Did you find value in this content? I literally gave you my secret to setting and achieving every single goal that I have achieved until now. My secret cheat code, my framework for success. What if I tell you that I can do more than just this? What if I tell you that I can help you even further? That I can guarantee success for you? Like you probably still have doubts, right? How am I going to implement all that? How am I going to, what if I forget some things that I need to work towards? Like you probably have some questions in your mind right now that you're unsure about, that are making you question your own success right now. What if I tell you I can help eliminate all of that? I am offering you an online self-improvement coaching program. This is going to be an entry and then subscription based program. So basically you pay an entry fee and then you pay like a small monthly fees consecutive months to continue being coached. Now don't click off just yet because I'm going to make you an offer that you cannot refuse. But let me first tell you what all you can expect. So basically you get mentoring from me through weekly live one-on-one Zoom calls. That's the first thing that you get. You also get 24-hour WhatsApp support if you have any problems or need advice with something, or you have some doubts regarding some actionable steps that I give you, or you need some advice in general in self-improvement. You can contact me 24/7 all the time, and I'll be answering you every single time. You get access to multiple courses covering how to build an aesthetic physique, which if you know me at all is going to cover everything you need to know about fitness, from workouts, dieting, and cutting out dieting without cutting out your favorite food items. So because you want to live your life, you don't want to be like a loser, like a sad little self-improvement guy, right? You want to have fun and live your life. So I'm going to tell you how to do all of that. I'm going to get into extreme autistic detail into all of this. Like if you have seen my hour-long guides, you know how much I like getting deeper into concepts and explaining something over and over again with greater and better examples. Imagine even more depth than that. Imagine even more actionable steps and even more practical advice tailored specially for you. But that's not all you get. I have course on growth mindset, how to brainwash yourself into seeking discomfort and as a result improving yourself. So obviously, in order to get better at improve your confidence, you need to get into situations that make you uncomfortable, that you're underconfident in, right? Exposure therapy. So I'm going to brainwash you into wanting and actively seeking discomfort. Imagine that. How to start a business online and make your first 10k rupees online. If I know you're probably thinking this guy has his YouTube channel is not even monetized, bro. I was teaching a batch of students. These were doctors, retired army generals. These were renowned people, very smart people. I was teaching them about digital marketing, and I got paid 60,000 rupees for that. And all I did was teach them once a week. I did a 2-hour workshop once a week. And I did that for 2 months. So I did 16 classes worth of, 8 classes. So in total, I spent 16 hours. I got paid 60,000 rupees for that in total. All of them paid me that much amount of money. There was 100 or 200 people. So I have made my first bit of money. And I'm going to make my second batch of money from this particular course or my coaching program. And I'm also going to monetize my YouTube. So I have a lot going on for me. And I can give you on-hand information, what are the problems that I'm facing while creating the course, what you need to the exact process that I went through in order to create this course. I can tell you all of that in extreme detail because I just did it. You get access to all of these courses once you come inside of this community for absolutely free. And you will have access to any new course that I will be adding in the future also for free. You will get a free ebook that I have written myself, that I have written multiple ebooks, by the way. It's just not I haven't published them and I'm not going to publish them. These are just additional information, sort of articles that I've written for myself in order to have better understanding. So I learn better. I have noticed for myself that I learn better by teaching. So I just pretended that I'm teaching and just wrote away, and that's how I created my ebooks. And I have them on fitness, mindset, discipline, etc. Consistency, habit building. I have a lot of written stuff that I use to delve deeper into topics that are tricky to explain on videos like that. So it's easier to explain when you're typing stuff like that. So you get that for absolutely free along with the courses. You will also have access to my paid community. These will be men like us. You will have access to men like us for the first time in your life. Imagine not being around degenerate, absolute filthy men Like the friends that you're like the people that you're friends with, let's be honest, these are people that their dream is to get like a 40,000 rupees job, or their dream is to get like a 60,000 rupees job. I made my first 60,000 rupees when I was 17 by working 2 hours a week, for 2 months. So they're not really very ambitious, bro. And their goal is to get a college degree, start a 9 to 5 job, slave away their lives, get married to like a 3 out of 10 girl, have kids, raise them, die. That's their life. That's what they're dreaming of. And even right now, they're not like alpha fucking men. They're like settling for 3 out of 10 girls, and they're engaging in filthy activities. They're like engaging in hookup culture, and they're doing drugs, or they're partying. They're giving into alcoholism, masturbating. They're just degenerate people. They're doing the habits, and they're enjoying their lives. But you know they're ruining their lives, and you don't want anything to do with them. You always feel out of place when you're in this particular friend group, right? I'm going to give you a tribe of men just like us, ferocious men who are competing against each other, top 20% men. These are men that are working extremely hard, that are learning every single day in order to get better. I'm going to give you access to this community of men, of these psychotic men just like us, for free. You will also get a bank of videos which will include the solution to any and all problems that you might face in your self-improvement journey while learning and applying all the information that I'm about to give you. With templates, tools, and actionable steps that you're going to use in order to utilize the knowledge that I'm giving you properly. And so you can be sure that I won't just give you the course and fuck off. I will actually stay and make sure that you give results. I will force results out of you. I will work you like a fucking dog, but I will make sure that you get the result that you're coming here to get. Now, let's talk about the pricing. The entry fee of the coaching program is 5,000 rupees, and then you pay 2,500 monthly to carry on the coaching. But wait, because you're the first few ones, and because you're my subscribers, and because you watched until this point, I respect you. Like, I respect you because you watched like until so much. Like, you have like a good attention span. I give you props for that. So out of respect for you, I will give you a discount. For you, the entry fees will be just 2,000 rupees. And then you pay 1,000 rupees per month consecutively. So you pay less than the monthly fees as an entry fee. Like the original monthly fee is what you pay as an entry fee. And then you pay 1,000 rupees per month to continue coaching. And in this, you're getting weekly Zoom calls with me, WhatsApp chat, free courses, ebook, and a community of men just like you and I that you know are extremely hard to find. You're the sum of the five people that you spend the most time with. Why not optimize them to be the most successful and the most competitive people ever? Why not make them better people than you so that you can become better as well? If you're still not convinced, like just in case you're not, if you're not satisfied within a week of enrolling, I will just give you your money back. There is literally no risk. I'll give you your money back, no questions asked. And I promise you, you have my word. You can like absolutely shit on my YouTube channel and ruin my life if I don't give you your money back. I promise and I guarantee you, I will give you your money back if you're not satisfied within a week. That's how much confidence I have on myself and my coaching. However, I want to make sure that you understand this. The reason I have lower prices right now is not because I believe my coaching is not like worth it or my coaching is not worth more. It's simply because I just haven't proved myself yet. And after I have these few clients that I'm going to have more conviction in my product. I'm going to have more proof of my product. I want to get great testimonials from you, bro. I want to make sure that you say no bad word about me. So I'm going to give you the absolute best service possible, because that's going to be further proof that I can then give other people that my product actually works, that my service is actually valuable. So my product after that will sell even easier, even though it's going to be higher prices. So I will make it my absolute life's mission to get you results. Because I want to be very focused with this, like my first batch of people, I'm only going to be taking in 5 clients for this month. And 5 clients, these are the only people that will be paying this particular price. After that, the price will go up. Because after that, I will have testimonials. After that, I will have more conviction. And after that, I will have improved my product even further. So after this month, the prices will go up. But for you 5 people, the price will you will have locked this particular price. So you will be paying 1,000 rupees for the rest of your life if you continue my coaching. But for the rest of the people, everybody that will be taking up my coaching, enrolling for like a month after these 5 people have enrolled, they will be paying maybe 5,000 rupees entry fee and then 2,500 for the consecutive months after that. And most likely, I will raise the price even after that because I don't want a lot. Don't want to be coaching a lot of people, and because I will be trading my time, so I want to make it very premium. I will be giving you extremely exceptional services, so expect extremely premium prices as well. But for my first few customers, for my first few lucky clients, you only pay 2,000 rupees entry fee and then 1,000 rupees every single month after that. And then you will have locked that price for the rest of your life. I'm doing this for a few reasons. One, because I obviously want to be focused at getting your group results. So I don't want a lot of people because that's a lot of hassle to manage in the first, this is my first month of entrepreneurship, so it's going to be hard. So I'm only going to be focused on you 5 people for now. After that, I'm still not going to be taking a lot of people because I'm going to be increasing the price, which will cause less amount of people to enroll in my course, which is ideal because I don't want to be treating every single video with my course. My dream customer, my dream avatar is not just anybody. I have a very specific person that I want to help, and I want to make sure that only those people enter my course, only those people enter my coaching program, because only those people have I optimized my coaching program to specifically help. If for some reason, even after a guarantee that after a week, if you're not satisfied, I will give you money back guaranteed. Even after getting all the bonuses, the courses that you get, multiple courses and the free courses after that, the future ones that you're going to get, after getting free WhatsApp support, after getting weekly live Zoom calls that are indefinite, you will book them for an hour, but if I feel like you need 2 hours, 3 hours, I will spend that with time with you. Even after getting free ebooks, templates, and multiple videos on solutions to your problems, even if that's all not enough for you, my first customer, the absolute first client or my customer, is going to pay even less. For my very first customer, the entry fees is going to be 1,500 rupees. And this is only for my first customer. Everyone else pays 2,000, and after that, it's going to go up even more. So I'm taking 6 people this month. The first customer gets the price of 1,500 rupees. So if you purchase right now, if you pay right now, you only pay 1,500 rupees. And then next month you pay 1,000 rupees and then 1,000 rupees onwards. But I have given a 500 rupee discount on an already discounted price. This should explain you that I am not in this for money. I need to get you results in order to have some credibility of my coaching program. So click the book a call now button right now. That is right below me right now. Click on that and you will be directed to a form where you will get a payment UPI link. Transfer the money, attach a screenshot, and book your first call with me. And I'll see you on the Zoom meeting. And I'll see you on the Zoom call, bro. I'm so fucking excited to help you out. So click on the button below which says book a call. You'll be directed to a Google Forms page where you will be required to give your name, your email number, WhatsApp number, stuff like that. And also there will be a UPI link, a QR code. You can use that to transfer the money and then attach a screenshot on that. Do this and you will be able to book a call with me today or whenever you want to. I'm super excited to see you in the Zoom meeting, bro. I'm building a community of high-value men or men who want to become high-value. If you think you're one of them, enroll in my coaching program so I can help you in your own self-improvement journey by videos just like this and more. And I'll see you in the Zoom meeting.